Hey everyone, I'm Adam Harry from BoLS with
Chris from Dragon's Lair Comics and Fantasy.
and Chris brought the Arkham Horror board game 3rd edition. Chris, Arkham Horror is one of my favorite franchises. I don't know if you know this.
I might have had an idea.
Yeah, we've talked
a few times.
I'm a big fan of the Arkham Horror stuff. This is the new 3rd edition.
Yes, the updated one. The one I'm pretty sure that started it all, because before all the Mansions of Madness and everything else.
Before all that other stuff, there was Arkham Horror, the board game. Then other stuff came out. Arkham Horror 2.0 came out. It was a fantastic game. But this is the new
fantastic version of it, and I'm really excited to show you inside of this. And this fancy little book
Yeah,
here,
I
you
was
can
gonna
get
ask
at
about
some exclusive stores if you want. This is going to be the Learn to Play rules and rules reference, as well as a huge chunk of fun lore that you can bring into your adventures, which I know you're a big fan of.
I'm a huge fan of the hardback stuff, so you know there's a couple investigators lore stories in there, so I'm super pumped about that too. Can we get started?
Let's go ahead and
let's do it. Arkham Horror, the board game 3rd edition.
Yes.
Chris, you know I'm pumped about this one.
And I am very excited about this. Both of us talked about how much we played 2nd edition. So
yes.
This is a better version of it.
Yeah, I love the fact that I'm a big fan of the card game too, and I feel like this game actually incorporated some of the cool stuff from the card game.
Yes.
And actually, but before we get in here,
yes.
I am fiending to get in here. I want to show off the rule book. Because this is the deluxe version.
Yes.
And it's really nice hardback, obviously.
Gorgeous hardback. I believe it's got some etchings on the back right there for the ancient symbols of the dark
the Elder
Eldars.
Yes. What's cool about this book is it's got, obviously, fantastic looking art and all that fun stuff. Table of contents. It's got the rules in here. It's got the rules reference in here. Yes. So how to play, which is like the quick play stuff. And then, Rules Lawyer. This is the book for you.
This is what you need.
It's got a big section here. There's basically 40 plus pages.
More than half this book is just lore.
Yeah,
and I know you digest lore.
I
like
do.
No tomorrow.
I do. This is one of my favorite universes to play around in. So I want to flip through here. It's the same rules that you're going to find in the box. All the same stuff. About halfway through though, is when it flips over to a kind of welcome to Arkham section
with more gorgeous artwork, little bits and pieces.
Yeah. Oh, I don't want to show all this stuff off because it's so cool. But it talks about the different locations, which is super awesome. If you've read any of the books or lore like I have, you recognize a lot of these names.
It also has some new investigators backgrounds in it, which is going to be really important.
I love that it's got the artwork, the art pieces that were developed for the game. It's just kind of stuff in the setting. It's even makes it look like it's on this kind of paper, Yeah. You get 2 new investigators that are introduced here. Calvin Wright, who is a brand new investigator, was introduced in a previous game as an NPC, but has since come back and is now a full playable investigator. I think he's made his debut in Arkham Horror, the card game as well. But he's shown up in a couple different places. Yeah, but now you've got his background lore in one single space, which I think is super awesome.
And then we have one more.
And then we have the illustrious Daniela Reyes here, who's a mechanic, super cool. She's another mechanic that's famous if you've read any of the other lore. So, but it's really cool to see
background more lore for these characters, as well as to the world you're going to be playing in, which is absolutely phenomenal. So
the investigators for me are one of the cool things about Arkham Horror, because it gives you a unique perspective on the world of Arkham Horror. And these are the people that have risen to the challenge that you're going to be playing as.
And they're so diverse and interesting. Each one of them has their own little story and tactics and style, and it's very fun.
I love the way that they bring them into the setting as well, because again, this is the Roaring 20s, 20s, late 20s, early 30s, depending. But it's such a fun setting and super cool stuff. Anyway. I'm going to quit ranting about the rulebook. Let's get into the board game box.
All right, so here we are with the Bane board game for 3rd edition. And of course, there's this rulebook. This is your Learn to Play and your rules reference, which, if you get the deluxe hardback, is both.
It's all in there. And again, I don't believe these have the welcome. No welcome to Arkham stuff in here. So
this is just bare bones to get you into it. And of course, these gorgeous new pieces. This is going to be your new investigator cards. If you played the old one, you remember them being a lot smaller. Hard to see. These are gorgeous.
These are super cool. I recognize a couple of these characters. You got Rex Murphy and Jenny Barnes, a couple other characters. There's Calvin, that we just saw.
And of course, you've got your new tiles that are modular, which is a big change from the last one, which was just a straight up board. So this means that every game's going to change a little bit because you've now got different zones you can play in.
Yeah. Actually, you bust that open. I'm going to keep going here. You got your dice and your standees for the characters. So you can put them on there as well. You've got these giant decks that are going to be, I think these are your kind of boosts and boons and banes. So probably different effects going on here. I don't want to show these off because it'll spoil a lot of stuff, but they're different color for items and investigator stuff. So
and I imagine monsters as well, probably in there. Investigators.
Got some investigator cards. If you need those. There's a lot of investigators. These are probably the special abilities, which I don't want to tease too much. But each one's got a couple of different versions. That's what's cool about this game too. If you play the previous edition, all the investigators had their own special thing. Now you actually have the option to do some custom loadout stuff, which is super cool.
Make it your own and change it up every time you play it.
Yep. There's some of the enemy cards, which you're going to be facing through the decks that will be thrown at you. And then these are some more Blessed and Dark Pack cards. So, yeah.
And then, of course, you've got the gorgeous full-page investigator cards. Let's go ahead and break these out just to take a quick look at them.
Yes, please.
I know you're pretty excited.
I am super stoked about this game. Quite a few investigators, as we saw.
So, yeah, you've got your big stack here. I can see your hand quivering with anticipation.
All of the different characters. You got your stats here on the side for stat tests and stuff like that. You got a little bit of a background on them. Or not background, that's the ability that they have.
That's the special ability. That's your background on the back there.
And starting possessions. And again, this is what's cool about this version. You actually do have some set stuff that you start with, and then you can actually choose to customize how your investigator works.
It makes it feel almost a little bit more like an RPG in the sense that you're creating your own character out of these ones that you're using. Yeah, and we're not going to show all these off because for obvious reasons, but here's Wendy Adams. What's nice here is it does explain your roles in the party. If you're trying to make a balanced group playthrough, you want to take a look at those.
Yeah. Or if you want to go crazy and do like a challenge thing, you can.
Everybody
pick one thing and go for that. So a lot of different investigators. This is Dexter Drake, the magician. He's cool. A lot of different.
It looks like there's some different cards there in the back too. What's that? Is that the scenario cards?
These are the scenario cards.
Oh, fantastic! These
actually will show you how to do the layouts for the mission, and then there's 4 different kind of scenarios that you're going to be playing through in the base game. 4 different layouts. It's all modular. Realistically, you could change it up if you wanted to and follow the story. Let me go ahead and let's talk about the punch outs real fast.
So you've got your punch outs. We showed you these ones with the investigators. Now these modular terrain, that means that every time you play, you're going to be finding a different one based on the scenario you're in.
Yeah, and they rotate. You can rotate them.
And they're double-sided.
Yeah,
they are double-sided. And then of course you've got your different mental and health energy because at some point you're probably going to lose both.
This is your physical and your mental damage. Yep.
And then
again, you get a ton of tokens.
All those tokens, all the double sides.
And real fast too, I think these are also color coordinated. So it's a different green. There's Easttown, North Side. Yeah.
And then you got
Uptown, Rivertown. Yeah.
Funk you up. And then Easttown.
Cthulhu will funk you up. Yep.
And then, of course, your tray there and all your money, clues. Again, more tokens is what it's going to boil down.
The tray is actually used for the decks, which I was just opening up over here. So these decks are pretty neat. The scenario will tell you how to build the encounter decks, essentially. I think it might be called the Mythos deck, but depending on the zone, it'll have different decks.
And again, that means every time you play, you're getting to experience new cards that you didn't get to before because of the zoning.
For instance, let's look at Downtown real quick. This will be an event that happens. This is an event card. Gives you a couple different options depending on which scenario you're playing and how those work through. And then there's different results that will happen to you as you're playing through with these events. Again, a lot of event cards here. And even more. So
on top of item cards and every single other thing you could possibly have.
Yeah, these are fractured reality cards, which can have different effects depending on a whole slew of things. I'm not even going to try to explain all that, which I've been reading about this game for a while, and it's still pretty crazy.
Yeah.
These are different story cards too.
Mm-hmm.
So the way the game works is pretty cool. There's all these different cards, obviously. There's an area of play at the top of the setting when you set up. It's called the Codex.
Mm-hmm.
And as you play through the adventure,
you'll start filling out that codex.
Yeah, you start filling it out. There's kind of the general layout. There's the different decks for the different areas. As you play through, you create your deck. Yeah, there's different headlines that happen. Core concept of the game is you're unlike the last game where you were collecting clues to then use those to close Elder Sign, or use the Elder Signs to close gates. This one is actually more narrative driven.
Yeah. You're actually, when you take a look at these scenarios, on the flip side of it, in addition to showing you how it is, it also shows you what kind of items and clues and things you need to collect to help take down that scenario. Yeah.
So you have to do searching for stuff, but it's targeted too.
Mm-hmm. It's much more focused.
Yeah. Again, I think it borrows a lot from the card game, but in a really cool way. But yeah, it's so good, guys. I got to take a little look at it at Gen Con when they announced it, and I don't know if you can tell, but I'm excited.
Yes, and it's a fantastic price for what you're getting. I mean, all these pieces, a modular board, every single thing, and it's only a little bit more than the other one was. Yeah, despite getting more in it.
Yeah, I'm excited about this version of the game. It is still a board game, but with the tiles, it just changes up the way everything plays, and I think it streamlines a lot of stuff too. So let's go and hop out for a really fast recap. Well, that was Arkham Horror, the 3rd edition of the board game. Yes. I'm so excited about that. I'm taking this one home, I think.
I know. I was hoping I would actually get to return it, but I don't think that's going to happen.
I think I'm keeping this one. As you saw, we've got the rule book for the hardback special edition here. Yep. And the board game. I love the new setup. I like the modular boards.
The modular board and the scenarios, I think, are just a phenomenal addition to this game. And I've got to say that the fact that they streamlined it, I think, is going to bring in a whole new crowd of people who wanted to try it, but never always had the time. So.
Yeah, because I mean, let's be fair. With Arkham Horror and the expansions, you were looking at like a 3-4 hour game probably, if you knew what you were doing.
Minimum, yeah.
It was a little intimidating to get into, but this new edition, it does streamline it. I also really appreciate the codex and the way the story kind of unfolds differently every time you play, based on what you do. So I think that's super cool. So crunch the numbers real fast. How much is the board game going to cost you?
So this is going to be $64.95 for you.
Okay.
And it can host up to 6 players.
Up to 6 players? That's not bad. What are we looking at for this nice hardback book, though?
$4.99.
Wait. $4.99?
$4.99.
That's like $5, dude. Are you serious?
It is.
Oh, yep. I'm keeping this one.
Yeah,
definitely. This one's coming home with me.
You owe me some Halloween candy for it, but that'll be fine.
For sure, man. Yeah, this one's coming home. This one's got. I mean, you saw the characters. I have the Arkham Horror Investigator art book thing, and
this is just gonna add some more.
Yeah, this will be a nice companion piece. So both of these are in store now. This again, special limited edition. Yep. So if you see this, grab it for $5. Yeah, totally worth it. And Arkham Horror board game, 3rd edition, out now. Yeah. Well, I'm Adam here from BoLS.
And I'm Chris from Dragon's Lair Comics and Fantasy.
And this has been another Tabletop Spotlight. Thanks again for watching. Bye.
Tabletop Spotlight, brought to you by Dragon's Lair Comics and Fantasy. Click to subscribe. Check out more videos. And thanks for watching.